The purpose of this video is to show how to use the Bike Friday headset preload screw press tool. The way the threadless headset system works on a Bike Friday, there are two bolts here, the bottom of which is meant to be adjusted by the user to take out play in the headset. So if you were to hit the front brake and feel some knocking, it could be looseness in the headset. I could put my finger here and I would actually feel rocking back and forth. And intended is that you can turn this to take that play out. This is only a micro adjustment. That's a small amount of play. If you have a larger amount of play, it's very likely it's necessary for us to actually move down the top fixed clamp. Now, most bikes are, many bikes are going to have something to prevent you from just accidentally undoing this bolt, because as soon as I loosen this bolt, we could remove the whole fork. On this bike, I pulled out some red goop. I got a bike over here. It has a piece of inner tube blocking off that bolt. This might be a Torx head bolt. In any case, we need to get access to this if we're going to make a larger adjustment. So I will need to remove some other things in order to get the preload press tool in. First, we'll take the stem riser out. On many bikes, we'll have to remove the front wheel. And also, if the bike, like this one over here, has a fender, we'll need to take that front fender off. So I will begin by, here's the tool, and it has this rectangular nut that I'm going to take off. And then on one end, we have another smaller nut that stays in place, and then we have the cup itself. So the cup goes on the top, like the stem riser would, and then the Unthread goes all the way through the steerer and out the bottom. So I can see on this bike, yeah, the tire's in the way a little bit. So I do need to move the front wheel. Okay, so now that I have that all thread all the way through the steerer, I will thread the rectangular nut onto the bottom. I should also note that if you have a road bike type brake, such as the bike here, we would need to remove that front brake via its bolt in the back of the steerer in order for the all thread to pass through the whole steerer. So now that I have the press set up, I will loosen both bolts on the adjuster, loosening that top fixed clamp and loosening the bottom adjuster. And I'm going to go back and find just a tiny bit of resistance on the top one. So I want it loose enough that I can still rotate it by hand, but I feel just a touch of resistance when I have the tool on there. So that's ideal right now. Now I'm going to hold still the rectangular nut on the bottom and use a wrench to apply more pressure by tightening this press tool. And we're going to do this a few turns and then grab the mainframe and try to rock the fork and see if I have any of that play that we were feeling before. I still feel a little bit of play. Just tighten this a little bit more. Now, the ideal tightness, I'm going to still smoothly and easily be able to turn the fork for steering and not have any play. Right now this feels a little bit too tight, so I'll back this off about a quarter turn. That feels smoother, still no play, so I'm going to call this ideal, and we'll go ahead and lock down the fixed clamp hand tight and remove the headset press. This should provide enough initial compression so that when we get the bike set back up, we will be able to use the micro adjuster as intended. So if there's any small amount of play still present, we'll use the bottom bolt to take that play out. Okay, so that feels great. This bike turns freely and no knocking. All right, good luck.